Hey, what's going on, YouTube? So it's been about a couple of weeks since Final Fantasy has came out, and people have been talking about their VVs, your Strola, Sephiroths, all these great cards that are probably good for CVH, and also this guy King of Figaro, which I'm about to be talking about. But I think people are definitely underlooking as a commander, a mono blue commander, specifically for CVH. So let me just go over King or Edgar real quick. So you probably saw a lot of YouTube shorts of the second ability to two heads coin. First time you flip a coin, for every turn, it comes up heads and you win. All right, great effects. There's a couple of things that people uh, use this effect for. However, I think where everybody's overlooking is the first ability. Whenever you ETBs, you draw a card for each artifact you control. He is high cost, he is 6 mana, so for generic 2 blue pips, it is quite a lot, but I think that first ability is way too busted, and there's a lot of ways to abuse it. So, what is the game plan? So, pretty much, we're going to be combining the draw Paragon with the artifact system of Urza, and we do have Urza in the deck. I'll explain why we have him. Then let me just go over the 3 talking points: the strengths of the deck, the weaknesses of the deck, and then just like the overall like what our cards meant for. There is a lot of versatility, which I'll go over, and there's a lot of groups that you probably want to know. So pretty much, we do plan to draw a lot, like a shit ton. Mystic Study is the best card in the game, and we pretty much draw more than Mystic Study will ever give you in a game. Period. There are ways to milling people out just in case that we can't win through draws by Laboratory Maniac and stuff like that. And then also the best part about this is that it's a weird fringe deck, so there's a lot of I would say non-staple CDH decks in here that are great for the Edgar, but not great for a standard CDH deck, and so people won't use their counters or whatever for this card. For example, to throw out the Dwarf Filler, if you ask pretty much every CDH player, this is would you rather counter this or a Underground Breach? It's yeah, of course, Breach. But so that's why this deck has a lot of strengths, because then there's a lot of unique cards that people probably will not counter, and we will use the hell out of it. Things that we hate anti-ETBs, anti-draw, and then anti-artifact. Mainly in this order. We hate ATBs first because we do plan to do that. Draws is the second thing, because technically it's not stopping us from drawing, but it does, hurt us for it. And the anti-artifact is more in the lower end of things, because technically we are just mainly using the artifacts as our draw engine. If I were to categorize this a bit more, or give you percentages, it'll be 40-50%. We hate ATBs, followed by 40% of draws, and then the last 10% of anti-artifacts. Time we hate it a lot. So there's a lot of groups that we have. We have a backup commander, which is Urza. I'm just gonna say that anti-bow, control, draw, flicker, because we do plan to flicker, mill, stacks, mana, tutor, reset. It's honestly just time twister, and then some other good things, and then mainly the win con. But Urza is our backup commander. We do have ways of generating infinite mana, and so we can use that to find our win con, and gives us that extra versatility in case that we have anti ETB triggers or anti draw triggers. So we could, if we somehow been able to produce a shit ton of mana, use Urza's last ability to get a win con. Like I said, we don't like Bowmaster, so we have these 3 copy cards just for that. Or it could not even just be anti-bow, it could be anti-shieldred. We will Gilded Drake their shield, go Imposter Mech the Shieldred or whatever, but anything we only use these cards for that. Or in case of our commander gets stolen, we can use Gilded Drake to steal it back. Just great. If I were to categorize it, Imposter Mech is probably your best copier. for this situation, because we don't want to. If we get if somebody has a shielded and we're able to copy it, we're golden. It's like almost too good. So if you can hold off on the imposter mech, unless you do see that you're about to draw a shit ton of cards, and it might be worth to imposter mech the bowmaster, so you could kill it and not have to deal with the 15 bowmaster triggers. We do draw a lot. I'll just say that now. And then of course we're playing mono blue, so there's a lot of control in this. Pretty much most counter spells that you can probably think of, more like target destroy creature, target exile artifact, or whatever of that sort. And then this machine over matter is more specific or unique, that we only really want to use this in case our commander gets stolen. But in case if we do have to get rid of something good, there's always that option. If we do plan to draw a lot, Ristic Study is one, the One Ring is another, and then mainly our commander though is like, once we get into, depending how the game state is, we could draw like, I don't know, like 40 cards in a turn. That's something I've actually done in a game. And where the other guys just like, yeah, do we just lose here? It's like, I don't know if necessarily lose, but I have 40 cards, so I'm allowed to like fix my hand perfectly. Things that we use to flicker, Deep Dwelling, Divine Navigator, Displacer Cannon. Out of these, there's also some other like instant sources that we have, but these guys are quite good for it. Mainly Displacer Cannon. Displacer Cannon is like busted, and if we want to like rank this in terms of like the best, it'll go from right to left. So Displacer Cannon number 1, Deadeye Navigator number 2, and Deep Dweller number 3. Mainly because of how often we get to flicker things. Mill, just alter the brood and Codex Shredder. We do have one loop, or we do have a couple of loops that we could just mill the opponent out, just in case that we can't draw them out. We also do have some stack pieces. Counterbalance, in my opinion, I hate this card the most in CDH. If you go to my friends and they ask you what's the number 1 card you hate in CDH, they probably all tell you Counterbalance, because to me it's that good. And then of course Defense Grid, Jailer, Crypt is mainly for anti-breach, and then Vexian Bauble. Best part about these stacks is that like 4 of them are artifacts, so they count to our artifact count, and they're quite low costing too. Do have a shit ton of mana because I commanded does cost 6, so, and the mana is like very, very low. So like Mana Vault, Grid Monolith, Mox Opal, stuff like that. We do have both keys. Sapphire Medallion, of course, is just to make things cheaper. We honestly only have 3 tutors though in this deck too. Fabricate is for artifacts. Tesseract is same thing but for artifacts, and also just a way to untap artifacts if we need to. The Mystical Tutor, just in case if we need like some little protection as we try to go for a win. Time Twister, we only really use this card if we're really down bad. We like mulligan to like 5 and we have like dog shit. There's nothing that we could do. Time Twister is just there just to help us out, just to reset the board state. And we have some other good things. Unwinding Clock, nice Conceptor Loop with the Disrupmatic Reversal. A lot of Cheerios, I guess. Spellbook is one of them. No maximum hand size. So remember when I said that we will draw 40 cards? Yeah, now we don't get to. We keep all 40 cards. And so like all the counters, all of that, it makes it very, very easy to like win out. And it also, just in case, we also have Spell Sky, just, extra, a little bit extra protection. So the 3 ways of us winning is Essence Oracle, Laboratory Maniac. We're going to draw a ton of cards, and then we're going to eventually back ourselves out and then cast Essence Oracle, go for a win. Fast Dash Tyrant and Hold Record Horde as well, as like an infinite mana loop to like infinite put in Urza, also infinite draws type deal. And Faller, just as a backup. I recently added this, and in 2 turns, I like, well, not necessarily the first 2, but in 2 turns, I've essentially killed people with about 40 damage from how much draws we have. So let me show you the deck list here. Quick. So there are some sideboards here that you might want to consider, there's the only new card here from the new set that we like, because we do plan to get like a shit ton of artifacts, a couple more stacks pieces and stuff like that. Um, but in my case, this is what I like to see, or what I like to have. Standard, artifacts or lands. Some probably good lands that you probably want to look at is Murder Zone for Flash, Carbon Assault just to make things uncounterable. I don't honestly pronounce this card, but Ball. It's mainly the second ability. After we discard a card, look at the top X cards, where X is the number of artifacts you control. Pick one and put the rest on the bottom. And then, of course, like I said, one drop instant sorcery. This guy, Frostbite, he's also a copier. He's mainly meant for our commander. Just if we need that little bit of boost. 2 blue boosts is, you can say that's a lot, but it is what it is. Ice Conceptor, Traumatic Reversal, some Cheerios, other stuff like that. But let's just look at some playtesting real quick. See what we get here. We will not keep this. We will not keep this. We want to really look for like a shit ton of mana and a shit ton of artifacts. So this is what I'm mulled down to 6. We could probably keep this. Yeah, I think we could probably keep this here right here. We will probably just bottom. We do need that. We'll bottom this. Keep this. So turn 1, Urzasaga, or draw, I guess. Urzasaga, box. Let's turn. This will go a lower counter, double land. Or no, we will do. This comes in tapped. Mill, and then honestly end our turn there again. Go up lower counter, we will have 1 floating. From here, grab Mana Vault. Mana Vault, middle land. Mana Vault, the 1 floating. And then 3, 4, 5, because of now. We could technically cast our commander here, but we'll probably want to do this first, as in cast Sapphires. So we'll have 1 floating, and then draw 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Ornithopter again. And then go for another turn. Perfect. An island. Alright, that's tapped. We could cast Risk Study if we want to. Or we could, if we really want to, Time Twister. And in this case, probably just Risk Study. We call it there. And then, so that's pretty much it. And eventually we will get another way of flickering our commander. And then as you can see here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We will draw 5, and we'll probably draw more than honestly 5. So let's see here. Seeing the Sidenote is also an artifact, so that also counts. And then just a bit more stacks pieces. We'll probably draw like 3 cards from Risk Study, probably. And there you go, boom. We'll break our word. We have a that's the moment that we get the mana for it, and we'll be good. Boom. We'll be able to cast all these cards. One breaker card is 7, so 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's pretty much one hand. Probably not exactly. We shall do another game here. Let's see. Good control, but too slow. Full mull. This we will actually keep. We'll definitely keep this. Land, or I guess technically draw. Land, island, key. Oh, we're definitely keeping that. So, play the flip side here. How do we put this card? Untapped. On Mana Vault. Monolith. next turn. This is technically tapped. Not for turn. We can take something out if we really want to. But we will probably cut room. Cut this to 3, and then 4. This 5 there. That's where we're at. From here, we're going to use all 4 for, I think, unwinding clock. What we want. Cool. That saves. We can do that or One Ring, but I think, yeah, we want to do that. And then, just for the shits and giggles, cast. This is what, turn 3, turn 4. Another Hobarka loop, but we'll just cast the commander. We'll have a shit ton of mana. Then we draw 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So yeah, this is another good hand that could probably paint the picture. A bit more land, a bit of control here. A Phantasmal Image just to copy the Bowmasters and stuff. Let's just look at one more game. You could probably keep this because we have Mana Vault. Mana Vault is very, very good. Only issue that I don't like is that we don't really have that many artifacts in the hand. But let's just see what happens here. Worst case scenario. We draw land, island, play this into Mana Vaults. We could honestly, okay, that's not there. And then we got technically cast him if we want to, but we probably hold off on that. Use whatever that we want. That's his Oracle. Okay, that is quite bonus. We'll probably Time Twister here, honestly. Put everything. This. I always forget. Yep, and hand. Click shuffle deck, and then draw 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Perfect. A bit more artifacts in here. We do have a defense grid. Ooh, okay, great. We have a flicker. That's defense grid, honestly. Here. Land as well. And then this is what, turn 4-ish? Hold off. Cool. We'll probably cast Commander. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Draw 4 cards. 3, 4. Cormorants. Printing that. You can do Urza for now. Tap this to flicker the commander. Draw 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And just grab whatever the hell we want from here, honestly. So that's pretty much my deck list of this commander. I'll leave an Archie deck in here. Funny enough, when I played this deck for the first time against people, it has won like a shit ton of ways, or a shit ton of times. I'm on like 95% win rate on this deck. It's absolutely absurd. So yeah, give me a like, give me a follow, stuff like that. And if you end up winning on this, leave a comment. I want to know how you guys feel about this deck and the draws and your playgroup's expressions, especially on the draws. That'll be it, man. Catch you later.